warm evening to you as you join us on Jurassic Live this beautiful evening. Now, the re-election of Ondo State Governor Lucky Ayedatiwa of the All Progressive Congress in Saturday's election has sparked controversy with the opposition parties in Nigeria, rejecting the result and alleging electoral fraud. I will be discussing that. However, the INEC, that's the Independent National Electoral Commission, has also disagreed with opposition's claims of the flaws in the conduct of the elections and the outcome of the poll, insisting that it was free, fair, and credible. While having that conversation, we would also get into what is happening with the New Nigeria People's Party, the NNPP, a party that during the past elections had potentials. In fact, came fourth, I think, when you put together, aggregate the scores that they had. What is going on? They seem to have gotten to the big boy table and are having big boy issues, but doesn't look like they are scaling through. We have that rift between, or the speculated rift between the governor of Kano State, the only governor that the NNPP has, and the political leader, the party leader, Senator Rabiu Kwankwaso. Is that rift just a speculation, or does it have more than just smoke? We'll get into that, not to mention lawmakers, especially one representing Kano, Kibia, Bakure Federal Constituency, Honorable Kabiru Rurum, has distanced himself from Senator Rabiu Kwankwaso's faction of the New Nigeria People's Party, and rather camping with what they call the party's founder, Dr. Boniface Aniebunam. That's not all, as Aniebunam just got a court ruling confirming him as the BOT chairman. There's so much going on in that party that a lot of people say, this was our hope. What is going on? We'll get into that conversation. In the studio is Dr. Stanley Ijeh, National Vice Chairman, South-South of the NNPP. Thank you so much for being part of the program. Thank you very much for having me. And thank you for agreeing to come clear the air on a lot of things that are happening. Thank you very much. And viewers, thanks for having me. Yes, so we'll go on a very short break. When we return, we'll get to the crux of the matter. It promises to be very interesting. What is going on with the NNPP? Could that be why they did not clinch the Ondo governorship? We'll be back after this. Welcome back from that break, Dr. Stanley. Again, I welcome you to the show, but let's go straight to Ondo State. I know that NNPP, amongst other political parties, had rejected the outcome of that, the conduct of that elections. And before the elections even commenced, I know the NNPP candidate had approached the court to strike out Ayedatiwa's name from the ballot, but that didn't seem to happen. Just give me a sense of what you perceive happened during the just concluded Ondo elections, and what reports you got as to the outcome. Thank you very much. You know, Nigerian politics is rather quite unfortunate that we're going through a usual phenomenon. Usual phenomenon. Everybody saw the election in the US. Okay. Where a winner emerged, and the loser congratulated the winner. Why do you think that is? Because it was impeccable. Their own electoral umpire was so unbiased. They did the right thing. Everybody saw the results as they were coming in and they were being released. So there was no doubt in the mind of anybody. But in the case of Nigeria, all those state election results was accepted in the IRF and the REF. The same result that appeared in those states where PDP won from the same data presentation in IRF and the REF, and INEC went ahead to declare APC winner in those states. But they have come to those states, to own those states, and have refused to do the same thing. What they have now done is that the same results from their data that was retained in those states have come to be accepted here. So there's no way the opposition
will not doubt the sincerity of INEC, because they say one thing here, they do something else elsewhere. There is no consistency. The laws are not being followed.
In what instance would you say?
Yes, there's a law against vote buying.
Okay, I like that you have taken us there first of all.
Yes, but vote buying has become...
Report had it that it was across political parties, not necessarily political parties. That voter inducement was indeed across all political parties.
We are not lawbreakers in NNPP. One.
So what you're saying here
we don't have that kind of reckless stolen money. Because it's only money you can steal.
Honorable isn't poor himself. I mean, I've met him. The NNPP gubernatorial candidate.
And you see him as a thief? He's not a thief. He doesn't have state vaults that he opened for himself.
With politicians, one does not know.
No. NNPP still remains the only political party that has not brought those who have stolen fats to come and recontest the election, to come and want to steal again and again and again.
So who else has? I'm interested to know. Which other political party is recycling
tell me the candidate of PDP, who was he before?
Okay, you tell me.
I'm telling you now.
Okay.
The candidate of APC, who was he before?
A deputy governor of the state.
Good.
So I'm not sure how he connects.
He was and still remains a politician.
Right. And Honorable Ijeh of the NNPP is not?
He wasn't an elected politician. He's not had any elected position. He hasn't. He's a man that have come genuinely to serve his people. He's a man that has come to throw his heart to the rings, trying so hard to see how he can better the cause of Ondo people who have been traumatized and vanquished by the so-called APC magic government.
Did it also concern you that he was in the APC as well? He only just moved to the NNPP when he didn't get the APC ticket as well.
He felt that APC was not giving the people.
But if he's made of the same stock of the people you are criticizing at the moment, does it give you confidence?
Every politician's ambition is to one day serve his people.
Okay.
So there is nothing wrong that he was in APC before and felt strongly that APC is not delivering the dividends of democracy.
Only because APC did not give him the ticket?
I
mean, I interviewed him some time ago. So
that is not the reason.
So
the reason is his desire.
If APC had given him the ticket, would he have said, you know what, the ideologies of this political party does not fit into mine, I'm leaving it for the likes of NNPP? Do you think that could have happened?
I am not him.
Okay.
So I am only speaking that he has looked into our manifesto, the manifesto of NNPP, which is the only political party in Nigeria today that has a manifesto.
Or others just have documents.
They don't.
Because they do present manifestos. I've read all their manifestos.
Please tell me the manifesto of PDP or APC.
I will say all of you are from the same mother.
No, please.
I mean, you remember, I'm a journalist,
yes,
and I'm telling you
and you have interviewed everybody across board.
Now you want me to
PDP, APC.
be distinct about
what? Still only you attended our manifesto presentation.
I did.
Right or not?
I did. Very proud.
Did you attend APC's own?
Not necessarily, but that's not to say it did not happen. That's not to say it did not happen.
Did you attend PDP's own?
That's not to say it did not happen.
Did you attend Labour's own? Because they don't have.
They do have.
You cannot give what you don't have.
They do have.
NNPP still remains the only political party today that have presented to the public a manifesto.
Okay.
That has given to the public what we intend to do and how we will do it to bring betterment and good life to the citizens of this country. PDP, APC, and others are just gamblers. They gamble into power.
You say so, but you do a research. They do have these manifestos, and I'm telling you that.
Did they give it to the public, or is it their shelf?
It is in the public. You can do a Google search and you'll find it. But what I'm saying, I'm not standing forth for the likes of APC or PDP. Yes. I am not a politician, nor am I a member of any of those political parties. Now, what I'm saying here is that let's get to the voter inducement part of this election,
okay,
where report has it that all political parties were culpable in inducement.
And I am standing here to tell you that my political party and the candidate of my political party will not and cannot induce any voter with any money, because we are not lawbreakers.
But do you think
this country has a law
that affected the turnout of the elections? Do you think people actually, tend towards those who?
The truth of the matter is that Nigerians have become weary. They've become weary of INEC.
And so collected stipends or insignificant amount.
Can I tell you something?
Yes, please.
Today, APC government has glorified hunger. And
glorified? Yes,
and they have done that deliberately. That people now look forward to any place, any time they can go and get a living or get something to feed their children. And election period presents it, because PDP and APC have bags of loaded stolen money.
Oh, I love that you say that.
Yes.
Is there a reason why you haven't complained, petitioned the anti-graft agencies to say you seem to have evidence?
How many people? Listen, my dear.
To have evidence.
Can we tell ourselves the truth?
By all means, and that's where I'm going. If you love this country as much as you claim you do.
EFCC.
Anti-graft agencies.
Yes,
we have several of them. We have
EFCC,
more than 7
police,
anti-graft agencies.
Army, and the security agencies have arrested quite a number of people. A lot of people who were involved in electoral malpractices.
But you seem to have evidence that...
And the issue here, I'm coming, ma. The issue here is that none of them have been persecuted.
Is there a reason why?
It is left for you as a journalist,
okay,
to find that out, why those who have been paraded on television
have not been persecuted.
Have not been persecuted.
With
evidences of money.
We know the reason why. More investigations are ongoing.
By who?
By
for how many years?
Anti-graft agents.
For how many years?
Oh, we've seen several.
During the
only just recently acquitted. So investigations are always going on.
During the Buhari
administration?
No, during the Buhari Atiku election.
Okay, 2019.
Yes, a lot of people were paraded with hundreds of millions of naira and some in dollars. They were paraded by both NTA and other media houses. Their name boldly written.
Right.
Nobody have seen them being persecuted or taken to court.
That's another conversation entirely. Okay. INEC has also come out to say, you know what, we do not have the power to prosecute these people, offenders.
Says by who?
Yes, INEC does not have
INEC
the power
is an agency of government
election
that has power, prosecutorial power.
To prosecute electoral.
Yes.
That's not true. Again, Dr. Ijeh, let's get back to why you think that Ayedatiwa won, in spite of the good and noble plans that NNPP seem to have. Could it be the rifts you're already having within the party?
We're just having this conversation that they bought votes.
But you just said Nigerians are weary.
I'm coming. And that INEC did a yeoman's job by not persecuting those who committed these evil acts. So whatever that had made the opposition to say no, including the international observers and local observers, is enough for INEC to decide, as from this moment going forward, to do the right thing. Nigerians are in pain that people will leave their job, leave their vocation for the day, and come out to vote a candidate of their own choice. Few days to that election, you had the national party chairman of APC boasting that they will capture. He used the word
capture Nigeria.
They are going to capture in those states,
right,
or your states. Then before they will now go to Oshu states, they will capture the states. Are we prisoners? When has Nigerians become prisoners that you have to go and capture them?
Right. But
Let there be free and fair, equitable election in Nigeria. They will throw APC through the window.
Does it concern you that APC seems to be sweeping state, local government, and all of that? Is that some sort of evidence that
the people and their leadership?
You won't even let me land.
I'm coming because I know where you're going to.
Yes, but I would rather land.
Okay.
Does it concern you that APC seem to be sweeping, and as an opposition political party, it means you are not doing well? It means the people are leaning towards the broom.
What you have just said is laughable.
I asked the question. Yes. How is that
a
laughable question?
He that must live with equity must come with clean hands.
I've heard that before.
If APC had clean hands,
right,
let them run a free and fair election.
Why?
And you will see how they will be thrown out from the window. Let me tell you what APC is doing.
Okay.
APC and its leadership are doing what they call political bullying of the opponents, forgetting that it took a good man, Goodluck Ebele Jonathan.
Today, Goodluck Ebele Jonathan is a good man.
As far as I'm concerned,
we had complaints as well.
Excuse me, as far as I'm concerned, he happens to be the only person today in Nigeria that ran a free and fair election where the opposition party won, and he went and congratulated the winner and handed over power. That makes him a statesman. That makes him a man.
He had the resources of power. He had the resources that came with power, right?
Yes, he does.
And he lost.
And he could have cancelled that election if he had wanted. One thing you have to understand is that the Nigerian president is the most powerful president in the whole world.
And yet we keep talking about strong institutions.
Because they are bullies. They bully the opposition parties. They always want to run, run a government, one-party states. Let me tell you something, my dear.
Where are the opposition?
Nigerians are in pain that a man with the stature of Senator Ahmed Bola Tinubu,
our president,
who was seen as a progressive, who was seen as a man who has fought for democracy,
and before
him,
right?
Before him, this abnormalities, this very terrible situation of bullying political parties, will be happening because
for people
he was not bullied.
Right. For people listening to us,
when Obasanjo
what do you mean by political bullying? Are you being bullied?
How else can you bully a government when you came up and said states that are won by opposition parties, Rivers, Kano, and Abia State, you gave them a window of opportunity for so and so number of days to go and contest and conduct local government election. You put a caveat that failure to do this, they will not get allocation.
Don't do that now.
Excuse me.
Don't do that.
Constitutionally, excuse me.
No, don't do that.
Constitutionally, you have no right to do so.
You
ask me a question, I'm trying to answer it.
But we don't also want to mislead Nigerians.
I am not.
There was a local government autonomy that was passed by the Supreme Court.
The Supreme
Court, and the caveat there was not, it did not follow any political party. It had everything
to do with... Who was to execute that judgment of Supreme Court? Answer me.
FAC was to execute.
No.
Federal allocation was to ensure that any state...
FAC is an arm of which government?
Of the federal government in Nigeria. These are institutions. These are institutions that stand.
Institution of government.
It had nothing to do with political party.
Senator Ahmed Bola Tinubu,
Dr. Ijeh, let's try not to mislead.
Let's
try not to mislead.
Let Nigerians get to know the truth.
Yes, they have to know the truth.
Rivers State government,
it had absolutely nothing to do with the
Rivers State government
party.
Tried conducting this election.
Tried and succeeded?
Yes, because the governor took the bull by the horn.
Good. That's politics.
Same thing happened in
Abia
Kano.
State.
Same thing happened in Abia State.
Exactly.
Why is federal government of Nigeria bullying these states
bullying.
Yes,
states.
even going to the federal government is now going to court to make sure that these states who have conducted election based on Supreme Court judgment will no longer get allocation. Why? That is political bullying. And it has to stop.
And it's not even the federal government that has gone to.
Who has done that?
But
Doctor,
we need to get our facts right. I mean, I know you for facts. I'm not sure.
No, I will give you another one. I will give you another one.
Issues you're facing in NNPC.
I will give you another one.
But we need to clear something.
Yeah.
That Supreme Court ruling did not target any political party. As a matter of fact,
why did the political parties that did it? Why did the political parties that did it? Why is the federal government of Nigeria? Why are they now bullying them? Why are they preventing them from enjoying the dividend of the Supreme Court judgment, which is supposed to be the apex court in Nigeria? Why are they being bullied? I will tell you another bullying. You asked me, I should tell you.
Yeah.
The office of the executive governor of every state handles traditional matters. True or false?
True.
Good. The governor of Kano State, having listened to his people, decided to do the right thing by righting the wrong that was done by the previous administration, which is within his rights.
Not to cut you, but let's give basis to this. The previous government also using this template you just mentioned also used the powers that they had. The opposition government of Kwakwanso then, because Kwakwanso was in the opposition then, did they bully the government? No, I'm just trying.
That's why I'm telling you that APC government, if you go to Nasarawa Palace today.
No, let's talk about this Kano instance that you brought up.
That is, you allow me now. Nasarawa
State, I need you to know that
local government is in Kano State.
The same executive powers that this administration has in removing and bringing about a new traditional ruler.
Why are they trying to disallow the governor to exercise his discretion and the powers given to him by the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria?
So you said
by the act of the Kano State House of Assembly.
So you said consultations were done. The government listened. Sorry about that. The governor listened to the people.
Yes.
Consulted with them, of course.
Yes.
And then brought about a certain emir, right?
And those who were supposed to do the legislative, who are supposed to perform legislative function, leading to what? To the emergence of Sanusi as emir of Kano.
So you are not aware that they do
their due diligence.
But Ere went to court, not the federal government. He challenged it, and not the federal government.
Excuse me. Who is governor of Kano State?
The governor of Kano State is an NNPP member. That's what's important. So I want you to give.
What I'm trying to tell you is that
I want you to give facts to this.
The state, in every state, the state is governed by 3 arms of government. You have the executive, you have the legislative arm, and you have the judiciary. As far as state government is concerned, Federal High Court has no business with the law of the state. What is the interest of federal government? Why is the Federal High Court making judicial pronouncements in a case that concerns the state high court?
Well, the governor should go to, or whoever is concerned.
Have they not done that? What is the interest? What is the interest of federal government? The Nigerian police belongs to which arm?
I'm not sure why we're going to this route, but
you have to. That is why you need to know. You need to know why
you think
the states, the opposition states, are being bullied.
You have not convinced me, and I'm not sure you've convinced others.
You're
mentioning instances that are beyond, at least.
They are not beyond.
They are beyond the federal government.
You have agreed with me that the state governments in the states, the legislators made the law.
Right.
The executive executes them.
Right.
After then the judiciary adjudicates over them. And in state matters, you have magistrate courts, you have state high courts, you have state appeal courts, what is the interest of the federal government? Why are the opposition government, the opposition, why are they going to federal high court? And federal high court, they are making pronouncements, and nobody has sanctioned them that this is beyond your jurisdiction.
Nobody has sanctioned them.
Yeah, they need to be sanctioned. They need to be sanctioned. They are going beyond their brief. You see, not until you, not until the journalists,
right,
which is the conscience,
right,
or the first estate of the
it's all fun and game until the politician is not happy with something.
Until the fourth estate of the realm
stands up.
Are you getting me?
Of course.
I sat down and I watched the American election.
Like the rest of us did.
You could. You find out that this election was won and lost by the information provided by the media. When Donald Trump is being media tried, the media houses, which is the conscience of the states, they were very neutral. So the American citizens,
they were neutral.
They were. Because of that, the citizens of America were able to see a man who is talking about greater America.
Okay.
Interest of America.
Right.
I am able to do it. I am capable to do it. They were able to judge between what the government in power was saying against him. They were able to compare it and contrast.
Okay. And made their choice.
And they made their choices.
Right.
And when they made their choices, the result came out. The government in power, having seen that this is what? The voice of the people. Conceded to Donald Trump.
Right.
And from that day, Donald Trump started calling Joe Biden names.
Okay. But you do understand that this is a typical political game.
What are we talking about here?
Doctor, it seems like you are crying foul because you have your political party has not the guts that other political parties have got. You have not mentioned really any instance where they go beyond the political gimmicks. That is what we expect at all times.
Can I tell you something?
So I am not convinced as to what they really did particularly wrong to the people. I was hoping you would mention policies of this government that are bullying.
Yes, can I tell you something? You don't want me to mention them.
I don't want you to mention names. As long as you have facts, as long as you
I am giving you the facts. I am asking you, hold on, man. What is the business of the Nigerian police, the Nigerian military, all the arms of the services?
Of law enforcement.
Yes. What are they doing in Nasarawa Palace?
To maintain peace, of course. It is their business.
Why do they not have the same? Why do they not have the same? Excuse me.
Civil peace.
Why do they not have the same armored tankers and police presence in Sadosi's Palace? Why do they not?
I'm not sure how this correlates.
I am just from Kano.
Right, and
I'm telling you facts as they are. Why? Okay. And I asked you another question. Okay. What is the interest of Federal High Court in matters that has to be adjudicated by state high courts?
I'm sure there's a plaintiff. I'm sure there's a plaintiff and there's a defense team that should have raised this and didn't raise it. Doc, it's time to go for a short break. We still have so much to discuss, and I'm afraid you're digressing because we really need to get into the rift.
No, you are the one that is defending the indefensible.
I'm just trying to ensure that there's fact out there. I do not want to.
I am giving you the facts.
Thank you so much.
What is security men doing in Bayero's when the governor has even asked him to leave that place?
Right. Okay, I don't know how we got to the Emir.
Why is he taking the laws into his hands?
Why we got to the Emir, but it's time to go for a very short break. We'll return to discuss more. This time we'll get into NNPP. What's been going on there? Do they have what it takes to stand up for the next elections? They seem to be having big boy problems. And Dr. Stanley Ijeh would still be here. Hopefully he will not he will not get angry and leave, where we will continue this conversation. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back, where we are still discussing the just concluded Ondo State elections, and now we are getting to the NNPP. There's so much going on there. There's been in the news for all the wrong reasons, giving Nigerians the impression that they do not have their house together. I mean, who would even think that Senator Rabiu Kwankwaso would have rift with the governor of Kano State at the moment, the only governor that the NNPP has, and other stories. We heard about the court confirming once again that the Anya Bunam's camp is the authentic camp. At least that is what we saw in papers. Well, Dr. Stanley Ijeh, National Vice Chairman, South NNPP, is here to clear the air. So I will just give you this. What is going on?
There is nothing going on.
Nothing going on?
Nothing.
The NNPP now has a faction.
We
So
don't have. I have corrected that impression here. A faction is half of something.
Right.
Is that not what they call it?
Right.
NNPP, which is duly chaired by Dr. Ajuji Ahmed, have no faction. We have some people who had been expelled from the party. They are renegades who infringed the constitution of the party. And they were duly suspended according to the constitution of the party. And duly expelled when they refused to use the internal mechanism of the party to ask for redress. Rather than asking for redress, they went ahead and keep committing infraction and anti-party activities against the party. As a result, both the NEC and the National Convention of the party expelled them from this party.
Right.
And they remain expelled. Anything or any action being carried out by them remains a non-issue, because by law, they do not exist.
Even though they have the BOT chairman.
The BOT chairman is a member of NNPP.
By default, of course.
No.
He's the BOT chairman.
You cannot take the fact that
Can you take him
Chief
off?
Dr. Anebu Nemo Kechukwu
Right.
was the founder of the party.
Okay.
But he remains a member of the party.
True.
Enjoy rights and privileges provided by the constitution of New Nigerian People's Party.
As a member.
As a member.
Right.
And our constitution states very clearly that any member who indulges in acts inimical to anti-party activity or anything that is a vice against the laws of the party will first and foremost be suspended, to give him room to come and clear the allegation against him. Because at that level, it is still an allegation. By the time you have come before the disciplinary committee, your matter will be taken to NWC. NWC will look at it in its merits. Still gave you an opportunity to appeal. When you appeal, another body of disciplinary committee members will be constituted, and your case will be presented to them as an appeal. They will look at it in what? In the interest of the good of the party. If you are not found wanting, their recommendation will expunge the suspension or whatever recommendation that was given by the first body of the disciplinary committee. Then, if you still feel that you did not get judgment, you appeal to NEC and National Convention. These things did not happen. That was why when they went to court, in Oka, the justice, the Honorable Justice, told them to go back, that this is the internal affairs of their party. They should go back to the party and use the internal mechanism provided by the party constitution to resolve this issue. They didn't do that. So that Chief Boniface Adebunem was the founder of the party, nobody's doubting that. That he is the BOT chairman of the party, then nobody was doubting that. But that in no way has given him an authoritarian power that he can do and undo. Let me tell you, man, there is no language in the political party, the political dictum, that say founder. A man can gather people together.
Everybody owns
everybody
a
together.
Party.
Yes.
Everybody.
A political party is what? Is a party owned by public trust, where people can come in at will and go out at will. But it's governed by party constitution.
Right. If he still enjoys influence.
And when the party let me finish.
Right. Okay.
And when the party constitution is now in doubt, you go to the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, which overrides any other consideration. Are you following me?
Right.
So when people come up with this idea that, Anebunem is the BOT chairman, yes, he was the BOT chairman. Nobody is doubting that. He was one of the founders of the party. Nobody is doubting that.
Do you have a new BOT chairman?
A new BOT chairman.
Are you able to appoint a new BOT chairman?
I don't know what you mean.
Do you have a new BOT chairman? Because
the law states that every every person elected through convention of the party have a 4-year tenure. That 4-year tenure can only be expunged or thwarted if that person who so sits in that office commits any infraction and is found wanting by the disciplinary committee of the party. So whatever that is happening today to Anebunem can happen to anybody in the party.
However, do you have a new BOT chairman?
When the 4 years tenure,
okay,
of those who were elected in the convention that brought Chief Boniface Anebunem as the BOT chairman have not elapsed. Do you know the beauty of it? You read out something here that he's in court. He has a new BOT board members.
Right.
That is a criminal act, because the 4 years tenure of those who went through congresses and were voted and elected have not expired. Now you are brandishing.
But there's also a clause.
I'm coming, man. There's no clause. There's no clause. So you are now brandishing.
I think we just established that should you go against the motives of the political party?
It's not the clause.
So at this point, have you not seen the activities? The activities, because the Anebunem
was duly
elected.
He was duly elected
in a convention.
Good. With others like me. Are you getting me? We were duly elected to serve a 4-year tenure.
But the rift right now, where your national leader, is expelled.
Yes, why not? He's a member of the party.
Okay.
Anebunem and others were suspended for out of anti-party activities.
And they countered their suspension. They suspended you too. They suspended your national.
They don't have such power.
And yet, that's the BOT.
See, listen, my dear, so that those who want to join politics
will not
see all of us as rascals.
I agree.
Do you understand me? In the political party, the NWC, National Working Committee of the party, is the administrative organ of that party. All right? Followed by NEC, followed by the National Convention. When NWC does anything, they take it to NEC. If NEC ratifies it, they will take it to National Convention. These two organs of party, that is the NEC and the National Convention, are supervised by INEC. INEC don't attend NWC's day-to-day activity. But anytime there is a NEC meeting, before that NEC meeting, you will give 21 days notice to INEC.
Of course.
Before you do another convention, you do the same 21 days notice to
I'm hoping at some point I can say something, because I also had a conversation with your factional national leader, NNPP.
We don't have a faction, please.
And yet there's somebody parading as if
you are using the right word. He's parading himself.
Well, and I just
allow me to allow people to
Dr. Stanley, Dr. Stanley,
no,
that this is my talk.
That 4 years. Hold on,
Doctor.
That 4 years.
There's another national chairman is saying that the presence of INEC means absolutely nothing, because they too have constituted all these organs you have mentioned in that political.
Can I ask one question?
Can I
ask one question?
So the question now is, does it concern you now that simultaneously there is NNPP, the Kwankwaso faction, and NNPP, the Aniebonum faction?
Thank you. Like I did say in this program before,
right?
We don't have a faction in NNPP.
So what's going on?
Because the NNPP headquarters, recognized by law, if you look at our constitution, that is still our headquarters, is at number 11 Mahatma Gandhi Street, area 11, Abuja. We don't have another one.
And yet there is a document of NNPP in the hands of another faction.
Well, they procured it,
and that is how, and that is what's giving them that.
No. It's procurement. Can I tell you something?
Procurement or not, they are getting court verdicts.
When you doctor an information and present it to be facts, what have you committed?
And yet you are unable to challenge that.
Excuse me now. Answer my question.
You are unable to challenge that.
Who told you that? You are the one saying so.
Because you are not hitting this issue.
The issue here is that
let's hear you.
Some people went to court,
right?
Presented a fake document,
and I'm sure that your side was also invited.
Presented a fake document to the court. The court neither served INEC nor served the so-called people who have taken to court. What we had was that a judgment was made. From the documents so far provided to the court, it was fake, because those whose name appeared on their list of BOT members are unknown to the law, unknown to our constitution, because even Chief Boniface Adebunam, who is now saying I am a BOT member, when their faction started parading themselves, one man in Ekiti State, one Aluko, was the BOT chairman, Amejabo, who announced the expulsion of those who were expelled along with
at the time, before the war.
Yeah, no, not before the war. The war was on. And Amejabo, who was the spokesperson, who was a member of the disciplinary committee, who
accepted at the time to suspend others, right? He admitted
suddenly from the blues emerged as a renegade chairman. Aluko, who was an elder in Ekiti State, emerged as BOT chairman.
Okay.
How now has Chief Boniface Adebunam re-emerged as BOT chairman of this same group?
Because the court has said so. But
which court?
Doc, I need you to address this issue where a lawmaker, like I read earlier, the lawmaker representing Rano Kibia Bunkuru Federal Constituency, Right Honorable Kabiru Rurum, has distanced himself from Senator Rabiu Kwankwaso's what they call here faction of the New Nigeria People's Party, and instead is aligning aligning with the party's founder. That's what it's said here. Boniface Adebunam. So you're seeing that. I mean, you don't have a lot of apart from Kano State, you do not enjoy a lot of political offices, and yet the little that you enjoy are beginning to tilt towards the Aniebunam's
well, I don't want
and another
to,
thing I would like you to also address the speculation around Kwankwaso and the Kano State Governor's rift. It's been all over social media, and I'm sure a lot of people want to know what's going on there. Is that even true?
I will start from the last statements of the rift, of the imaginary rift
okay,
between my respected leader, Senator Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso, and my amiable governor, His Excellency Abba Yusuf. Whatever you read in the social media, that there's a rift between them.
But did you also stumble on that?
I don't read thrash.
Right.
Whatever anybody may have said, I think what happened at the weekend would have settled that rubbish.
Okay, so it's good to say there's a settlement
yes,
now.
because
there's a settlement now.
There was never any rift. It was imaginary.
Okay.
You know, when people want you to fall, they throw tailbacks on your way. And if you are not careful, you get slipped away and fall. We in NNPP did not want to dignify them by going out to make rebuttal or follow them to answer to something that never existed.
Okay.
His Excellency Abba Yusuf Abba Gida enjoys excellent, wonderful, cordial, fatherly and son relationship, which in no way can be tainted by imaginary gossipers and busybody.
Okay, so that we don't dwell too much on this, I would like you to also move to react to that the conversation of a lawmaker.
You talk about a lawmaker who was of the APC before.
You just said it didn't matter. It didn't matter in the own
Allow me now. You ask me a question.
Okay.
Who was of another political party?
Okay.
And suddenly came to us.
Won an election
through the popularity of the party, who randomly defeated APC, and he got the ticket through the goodwill of the party and its leadership, which includes Senator Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso. And one day he woke up and decided to jump ship to whoever, whatever. We're Democrats, for Christ's sake.
He's not.
And in politics, I'm coming, man. I told you.
He's not leaving the NNPP.
Yes, that's what I'm telling you.
According to him, he's deciding to be with the political party, the faction rather. His words exactly. He's with the faction that he thinks is
this is right. It's within his right to do so.
Okay.
He's acting within the ambit of his political rights. There is free entrance to any group. There's free entrance to any association. The Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria guarantees you that. So he has exercised his right, and nobody is querying him. That's why we're not ruffled.
Yet.
We are not.
Yet.
We cannot be.
Okay.
Because just a drop in the ocean.
That's significant.
When the
NNPP is concerned, because you do not enjoy a lot of political positions.
Listen, my dear.
You do not enjoy a lot of political. This is significant.
When something becomes unbecoming, you have jumped from PDP to APC, APC to NNPP, you jump to another group within NNPP. Let me tell you.
I am so happy you admit that there's another group.
Let me tell you something.
One faction is what you do not like.
There is no group.
Another group, right?
I tell you.
Right.
As far as he is still a member of NNPP, are you getting me?
Yes.
He's still a member of NNPP. He will enjoy every privilege NNPP membership enjoys. I would have answered him or said something about him if you have said he has decamped to another political party. Are you with me? That is when I will dignify his action with a statement. But as far as I'm concerned, he has only exercised his political rights and will.
With all this going on, Dr. Stanley Ijeh, how strong do you think the NNPP is in terms of membership? You are beginning to garner a lot of support and have some influence among Nigerians who actually believe in the leadership of Senator Rabiu Kwankwaso. With all the rifts going on in the NNPP, how do you think 2027 would look like?
Yes, good. Thank you very much for that beautiful question. In every family,
there are factions?
There will be a rift. No faction. I didn't have any faction in my father's house. There could be a rift.
Okay.
And somehow, some way, someday, that rift will be resolved. if the combatants or those who have done wrong realizes that they have done wrong and they come back to the party, do the rightful thing that the court has asked them to do, why not? If not, their matter will be looked into in the interest of the party, in the interest of what? Membership. Nobody wants any of his children to get astray. We have the story of the prodigal son in the Bible. So if tomorrow they do the right thing,
your doors are open.
Our doors are open.
Okay.
It's wide open, but they have to do the right thing.
Would you still want them to enjoy those positions they had before this?
The Constitution is there to guide us. We have a Constitution. That is what I've been hammering here. Nobody is above the Constitution. Chief Boniface Anyebunem, who is one of the founders of this party, who was the BOT chairman, is not above the Constitution.
Okay.
And he should not be dignified to be doing so.
It would have been really lovely to continue this conversation. I still have some more questions, but we really have run out of time. So I say thank you so much for being part of the program and doing your best to clear the air on activities going on with the NNPP. Thank you.
I have told you.
I said activities.
Yes. Okay.
I said activities.
Good.
I didn't say faction because the blood boils when I say faction.
We don't have a faction.
Oh, okay. You say so.
I say so.
It's time to end today's edition of the program. We'll be back tomorrow with so much more. I am Joy Asoye. Thank you so much for being part of it.
Thank you, public, for listening to me.